The world had never seen a game like Pokemon Go before its release, but after it immediately exploded in popularity, developers everywhere were bloodthirsty to make the next big AR game. It was an obvious strategic move. If Pokemon could do it with this random development studio, surely they could too, right? So today we look into the weird world of Pokemon Go ripoffs. Games that tried so hard and got so far, and in the end, they sucked. Like the game Garfield GO. You heard that right. Yeah, Garfield, like the fat orange cat, made a Pokemon Go clone game. Except there were a few key things that you could do in Garfield Go that you still can't do to this day in Pokemon Go. Like the ability to feed lasagna to your boy Garfield. Even 6 years after release, you still don't have the ability to feed lasagna to your buddy Pokemon in Pokemon Go. And quite frankly, it's unacceptable. Okay, so how did this abomination work? Looking into an article titled, Garfield Go is the best game of E3 if you hate E3. Oh god. Garfield Go worked similarly to Pokemon Go, where the goal was to walk around the real world hunting. But instead of hunting for creatures, you were hunting for comics. You'd head out into the world to nearby coins floating on the map. Once you clicked them, Garfield himself would pop up in all his glory. Then you toss a delicious piece of lasagna in his bowl, which was apparently insanely difficult. Garfield would disappear, then reappear somewhere behind you. And once you turned around, found him, then tapped him, that's what she said, Garfield would open up a golden chest revealing a comic book page. The goal was apparently to help Garfield acquire the most elite comic book collection known to catkind. Okay, but there was actually one sick feature with these chests, no memes. It was apparently possible to get real world gift cards from opening chests from one of the game's sponsors, which apparently included Amazon, Starbucks, and Domino's Pizza. Actually fire sponsors. I literally shop 2 out of 3 of those every day. And there were also like random mini games that you could play too. Honestly, every article I read while trying to research this just roasted the game the entire time, so it was kind of hard to learn how the game actually worked. And somewhere along the way, the developers pulled the plug on Garfield. And he was never fed lasagna through AR ever again. A much higher quality but equally shameless Pokemon Go clone came from one of entertainment's most massive franchises, Jurassic World. Now I gotta say, I do love the movies, but the game? They did bring that movie magic in for the trailer for the game, which was actually epic. And even the gameplay teaser in the trailer looked good. So what about the actual game? It's actually fire. Not only is this game still alive and playable today, but it's really polished and gets apparently consistent, frequent new content updates like all the time. And like with Pokemon Go, there's actually in-person events that happen. Like in September, players that visited the Jurassic World exhibition in London could claim an exclusive egg incubator. Okay, so how does this game work? Okay, so it's obviously like Pokemon Go, but with dinosaurs. But it goes a bit deeper than I thought. You don't really catch dinosaurs like they do in Jurassic Park. You dart them. You have a radius around your character, and if a dinosaur is within that radius, you can send out a drone to dart that dino. Darting is actually kind of cool. The dinosaur will run around, and you basically aim for the target and shoot darts. The darts collect DNA for that specific dinosaur, which is ultimately what unlocks and levels up your dinos. The higher rarity of a dinosaur, the more difficult the encounter is. And there's another way that's kind of a cool feature to gain DNA, sanctuaries. This is actually a sick feature because it allows you to check out and play with the dinosaurs in your collection while interacting with them to earn more DNA. I guess it could sort of be compared to interacting with your Pokemon in AR Plus mode to get hearts, but instead of hearts, you get candy. Actually kind of cool watching the different dinosaur animations in here. There's also Pokestop equivalent POIs called supply drops, which you just spin like you spin a Pokestop and it just gives you in-game stuff. And there's also coin chests laying around on the map that give you in-game currency, which is really helpful. And also like Pokemon Go, there are raids and they work pretty much the same way. You and your friends can join up in team battle against boss level dinosaurs, and upon defeating them, you get an incubator, which gives you tons of DNA for whatever dino you just raided. Jurassic World Alive also has kind of a complex battle system where you can take the dinosaurs that you've collected and battle them. Dude, it's like the underground dinosaur fighting scenes in the movies. There's daily battles you can do against AIs, which give rewards, a campaign mode, and a pretty robust PvP system, which has, like Clash of Clans, a trophy count and a leaderboard system. Something Pokemon Go should do. Cough, cough, please. This game also has a battle pass feature, which is something that I've wanted to see in Pokemon Go for literally years. Honestly, before researching this game, I thought it was completely dead, so glad to see it's still alive and well. I found one of the craziest videos ever of a Pokemon Go clone with 1.2 million views. Ninja playing The Walking Dead R-World back in 2018. Yes, The Walking Dead, the zombie show, made an AR game. And it's also still alive today. Okay, back to Ninja though. Checking out his video, you can get a feel for what this game is like. Well, Pokemon Go. It's like Pokemon Go. But in this version of Go, you get to kill zombies. Instead of walking around and seeing Pokemon on your map, there are several different kind of zombie encounters. These include rescue missions, infestations, encounters, and raider bases, all with varying difficulties and rewards. There are also crates spread around the world which act like Pokestops, giving free items when interacted with. When entering encounters, it shows you what kind of zombie you're about to fight and allows you to strategically switch your weapons before starting. You also unlock different heroes that you can swap between. Then you hop into the zombie battles and basically just blast away by tapping on the screen where you want to shoot. You've also got daily and weekly missions, and guess what else? Guess what they have that Pokemon Go doesn't? A battle pass. Oh, would you look at that? As you battle through the game, you can upgrade your heroes and your weapons, which sort of works like Clash Royale to where like you level up your cards. And there's also a cool feature where you can watch ads up to 4 times a day in-game and receive free in-game currency. And again, the game is apparently still alive and playable to this day. A game that I don't think is alive anymore today is City Spirits Go. When Pokemon Go was released, it was banned in China due to its GPS location functionality needed to play the game. So instead of waiting around for Pokemon Go, which still isn't playable today, Chinese developers made their own version. City Spirits Go was exactly like Pokemon Go, with a couple of traditional Pokemon-like mechanics. When walking around the map, you would encounter more spirits, but instead of just catching them, you'd battle them and then capture. Upon release, the game featured 3v3 RPG-style battling, while Pokemon Go took years to release a battle system. The one major thing City Spirits Go didn't have was an AR portion of the game. Nevertheless, when it was released back in 2016, it actually quickly rose to the top of China's App Store. But then I'm not sure what happened to it. All the articles for the game are old, there's virtually no YouTube videos on it, and I can't find any social media accounts tied to the game. Also, I found this random Pixelmon Go game that was released back in 2016. It's quite literally Pokemon Go, but with a Minecraft character and Minecraft creatures you catch. There's no gameplay to look at, no videos, nothing. All there is a download website with a couple of screenshots and a paragraph explaining the game. As you walk around, you'll find Pixelmon, which you have to capture by pressing on them to enter into combat. Throw pixelated balls to trap them and try capturing the most powerful creatures possible. Again, just literally Pokemon Go, but make it Minecraft. One of the most impressive copycats was actually discontinued back in 2020. And like with Jurassic World, the trailer was literally amazing and has almost 11 million views on YouTube. Who are you gonna call when creepy augmented ghosts are haunting your mobile device? The freaking Ghostbusters, that's who. Ghostbusters World was launched back in 2018, which gave them 2 years of Pokemon Go being released to polish and launch their clone. And it kind of delivered. Using Google's AR core technology, they were successfully able to launch a decent quality AR game. As you walked around the map, you'd find different kinds of ghosts floating around, some from the movies, some completely new to the afterlife. Upon encountering them, you'd whip out your proton pack and blast away. Once the health of the ghost was brought down far enough, you'd be able to trap it inside your ghost trap. You also had a health bar during these encounters, and the ghost technically could kill you. And there was battling. You could take the ghosts and ghouls you caught and battle them up against AIs. There were also the Pokemon Go egg equivalent in the game called Ectospheres and Cytoconverters, which I have no clue how they work. I don't know. Pokestops were also a thing in Ghostbusters World, and they were called dimensional doors. The cool thing about these is that you get one to place wherever you'd like. A portable Pokestop, imagine that. And there's this whole leveling system to improve your character, your ghost catching gear, and your ghosts themselves. Plus, the AR ghost encounters actually looked super smooth. It was a well-made game, just couldn't compete with the popularity of Pokemon Go. And again, the game shut down in late 2020. I guess you could say the game itself is a ghost now. And those were a couple of the weirdest Pokemon Go clones ever made. If you enjoyed this video, check out the other ones on screen because they're equally as amazing, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.